So anybody who's having an issue with psychological issues or issues with physicality, just like somebody who's handicapped, somebody, so Kundalini will help them a lot.
Question from Shmuel. How chakra awareness supports development, social awareness, or awareness of social justice?
Chakra awareness will not develop social awareness. It will develop awareness within yourself. And so when you are in balance and when your thoughts and emotions are in balance, the way you look at things will remain in balance. And ultimately, what you see is what your mind is, right? So when your mind becomes very calm, composed, your chakras are in balance, everything around you, you will attract that kind of energy and it'll happen. That's the whole thing about chakra balancing. So I think they say that one good person is equivalent to 100 bad people. So, your energy, one good energy will radiate around you, creating an energy of goodness around you. And so that happens when a person is calm and composed and things like that. And so the chakra balancing in that way will definitely affect how the society will function on the larger scale.
May I add something here?
Yeah, please.
So Shmuel is from Israel. What I would like to share with you, Shmuel, is in India, we have a system, a culture where when there is discipline from the family, when there is a discipline from the individual, first starting with the individual, then the family, automatically the society gets a balance. That is our culture. That is the Indian culture. So this practice of the Kundalini is a self-disciplining practice which addresses human emotions, which impacts the society. So practicing these things and sharing this between you and me, between the society, helps to bring in more stability and well-being in the society automatically. First, discipline the self, then your own family, then your community, then your country, then the world. That's the way we move in India. Yeah, that's all.
Very well. Tied that up very well.
The next question is from Naveen sir, and the question is: should the Om chant be Aum or Om?
Start with the basic Om first. Chant it for 21 days and find what the next one. So it is beautifully said in the Shastras that Japam Tadartha Bhavanam. That the more you chant it, the more it will tell you where to go. The important thing is to chant. You can chant A, U, Om, you can start Om, you can just say Om, you can do whatever. But are you chanting is what the question is. Start chanting.
The next question is from Ms. Tankhuri. What is super consciousness?
Super consciousness is where you and the entire universe becomes one. There isn't any difference. You realize that it's just a web of illumined beings, and that you're all interconnected to each other, and that there is no you anymore. It just becomes us. That is super consciousness.
Another question from Shmuel. How Kundalini can support social and mental well-being of people?
That's what we've just discussed that throughout. Start practicing these bija mantras, and believe me, you will find so much more clarity in the way you think and the way you perceive things. They activate through simulation certain hormones that work, the benefit of your entire body, your mind, and your emotions. So practicing the bija mantra is a way Kundalini will help you become much more grounded and more confident for yourself.
Ma'am, you said, so a question from Naveen sir, to activate my Kundalini, you said I need a guru. Can you be a guru and for some others like that?
If that has to happen, it'll happen, right, Naveen? It's just that my 15, 16 years into this, I've realized only one thing. It's your practice. The guru appears when the time is right. And if I'm meant to be, I am sure nothing can stop me and you from interacting. Right? So just do the practice. This is my answer for everything. Until you have practice, until you have sat in dhyana, even for 15 minutes a day, are you confident enough to talk to me right now, saying that you have been practicing meditation every single day for at least 10 to 15 minutes? If that happens, these questions will not happen only, because those questions will be answered during your practice. So while it is very important to gain knowledge, to meet teachers, to hear their perception, because their experience is very unique to their own practice, it is important to also do the abhyas. And so if the abhyas is done, miracles happen.
Question from Shivani ma'am. While meditation, we go from root chakra to the top chakra. Do we also go opposite from top to bottom?
Yeah, it depends. If you don't behave yourself, you do. If you are not being a good person to yourself or to people around you, if you have conniving means, you want to hurt people, you could be. You've seen so many people like that who are born in such an illustrious family with illustrious parents, and then the second the time they grow up, everything comes crashing down. Is also the falling. It's a good question actually. Falling of the Kundalini energy does happen.
I have a question. Is it so? There are words for each and every chakra. Now, is it possible that you don't chant any of it and still your chakras get activated?
Possible. It's just speedier. So, and it's like first class. You're taking the same train, but instead of being in the common, you're traveling first class, right? Or you're taking a Ferrari in the same highway where people are driving a Maruti. You have a Ferrari. So mantras, because ultimately, Trishant, everything is about the sound, right? It's all about the sound and the vibration. You should know more than anybody else, right? So the vibration of the mantra simulates the energy to say that, okay, you're being called upon. If I have to only think about Trishant but not take his name, he'll take some time. But if take your name, you look at me immediately. So that's the entire concept.
So, ma'am, basically prana in Kundalini, are they supposedly the same?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Chi from Tai Chi and prana or the from Sarita Shetty. Does a person starting on the Kundalini activation need to be emotionally stable? Can a mentally hyperactive person do it too?
Yeah. So anybody who's having an issue with psychological issues or issues with physicality, just like somebody who's handicapped, so Kundalini will help them a lot. So I would suggest that if you don't have a teacher, start with the Mooladhara mantra of Lam and practice it for 21 days before you start anything else. So the Mooladhara is your base. That's Ganesha. That's where you have to begin from. So start from there and then move forward. When you do this for 21 days, you will automatically feel the need to go up to Swadhisthana and you will see a lot of change. But you know what? This has to be done like clockwork. You put an alarm clock in front of you, or if you're helping somebody, you sit in front of them and make them meditate. It will make a huge difference. Definitely.
A lot of individuals have asked whether they can enroll for your classes.
So I do not take any classes, unfortunately, as of now. I do this in fact, I'm not doing it with anybody except Wishwa. Also, I'm very pressed for time because of Purnima and Trishant, of course. And I love the platform. And now that I've been here 3 times, I've seen what a wonderful job you guys are doing. So I'm very happy that we could connect like this. But I do run a foundation. And like last time also, I'm building a Dhyan Kendra in the banks of Narmada. And I have given an open invitation to Wishwa to come and conduct their classes over there. And I will definitely like to meet all the people who can be one-on-one and who can, support me, support my practice, and then get benefited, something like that. So maybe after a year and a half, we'll have one of the biggest Dhyan Kendras on the banks of Narmada, where we can do a lot of these kind of courses and you all can connect with us. Till then, keep the practice up. And if we do announce any course, and I'm sure if I do it with Wishwa, you will definitely get to.
A question from Priya Pillai. Ma'am, in 2017, my Kundalini was awakened due to trauma, and like you stated, I was isolated, called mad. This does this mean that my Sahasrara and Anahata Chakra have not been closed? Have not closed?
Could be possible. You're one of the few lucky ones. And you made a very solid point, because Kundalini can be awakened through trauma or a major accident. There is one other way that Kundalini wakes up suddenly, and then because the nature of Agna and Sastra is not to close, there could be these experiences that people don't understand, and so they put you down upon. But then you need to, if you are aware of it, then you need to calm down and you need to become silent. And I have seen that Kundalini, you'll have to channelize it, and the only way to channelize it is by remaining calm and being silent. So spending more time alone, more time meditating, reading, writing, spending time with nature, especially music, learning music, is known to kind of calm down the hyperactive energy centers that are open. And if you are experiencing these things, you really do need to go to a good ashram and just spend your time there. I'm not talking about going to a guru and staying there. Go to any good ashram. You can go to Rishikesh, Haridwar, you can go to South, wherever that you know, and spend a few days just sitting in silence, and and you will get the answer. The solution will happen. You will find the right people to guide you.
What is the significance of number 21?
Numbers have a very important role to play in our culture, right? So everything that is 11 or 21 or 31 or 51 basically tells you that you're going to the next phase. So at 20, when it's completed, it will be 21 to say that you have to reach till 30, and then 31 to reach till 40. The significance of 21 is auspicious in many ways, because it basically symbolizes good vibration and good energy. And so does 31 or 41 or 51, right? But I'm not a numerologist, so I would not really know the exact reason if it has to do something with Kundalini about the numbers. But I do know 50 as a good number for Kundalini, because it's got the 50 Sanskrit matrikas as the basic beach sounds. But 21, otherwise, because it's an auspicious number any which way. So we give a 21 rupee envelope to people. 21 rupees is kept in front of God, because maybe it matches the vibrations of positive energy. This is the answer I would probably know right now.
A question from Mr. Bhushan Pathak. This is in my direct messages. Namaskar, Radhika ji. At the outset, let me thank you for sharing your insights. If I may ask you, why is Kundalini not mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita?
No, the Kundalini mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is mentioned during the Vishwarupa Darshanam of when Krishna gives the Vishwarupa Darshanam to Arjuna, I think 14th or 15th chapter. The thing is that Kundalini is more connected with the Tantra Shakta traditions, the Buddhist Tantric traditions, the Kashmir Shaivism traditions. So there is a lot more mention of Tantra, because Kundalini is directly connected to Tantra. There's a lot more of mention of them in the Tantra and the Shakta traditions, but it does not mean that it is not mentioned in the Bhagavad or in the Bhagavad Gita. I suggest that you do a little bit more of research and to find out if this is true. But in talking about it, the Kundalini talks a lot about the Shakti. It talks about the Sarpini, which kind of goes, which is dormant, and it is this Shakti that is important for you to churn the nectar of life, right? And so it's a feminine energy that moves inside of you, and that feminine energy is the one that will take you from 0 to whatever amount into X, right? So the Bhagavad Gita does not dwell on too much of the Tantra or the Shakta texts, and that is it has a mention. It talks about Sthita Prajnata. It talks about being in a constant state of a tridosha balance of Rajas, Tamas and Sattva. All of these are direct and indirect references of the Kundalini as well. So they do mention.
How many times to chant each mantra?
I would suggest to start with at least 11 times, move on to 21 times. So that is the number, significance of the number 21, because it's also, now that I'm recollecting it, 21 is also the number of days it takes you to seal a practice. They said if you do it 21 times, so do it for 21 days, that practice is sealed in your subconscious and connect to Swadhisthana or my Vishuddha. And then I realized, okay, because of a thyroid, I couldn't connect to Vishuddha. But what happened in the process of practicing is I discovered that Muladhara and Anahata are my strong chakras. And then automatically all those things that were attributed to the characteristics of those chakras started getting highlighted in my life. That's what happened. So start your practice.
A question from Prakash Krishnaswamy. Is it easy to improve aura elements by doing chakra practice? Or
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And can you do it with Hatha Yoga too?
You can, absolutely. Even having good thoughts for somebody or having good intentions in life will clean your aura. You don't even need to go all the way till Kundalini. Just being a good human being with kindness, with empathy will start cleansing your aura. Right? Being honest and, confident, all of that. Yeah, but to answer your question, yes.
Is spiritual awakening and Kundalini awakening the same? Or are they different?
Pretty much the same. They're different parts of the same thing. Ekam Sat, Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. The Satya is only one. Many people call it with different names, right? That's what the Rig Veda says. So you can experience the same bliss, the same ecstasy using different parts. Kundalini is one of those parts.